Peace. What's up? This your brother, Mr. Ellipsism. I have no idea whether this thing is working or not. Because I'm using, I don't know if y'all know, but Google Hangouts is no longer connected to YouTube Livestream. So I'm using this new service called StreamYard that Dynas referred me to. I see the thing vibrating, so I think you guys can hear me. But they told me not to have this open and the YouTube channel show page open at the same time because it slows things down. So if somebody could put a comment in the comment section, I just want to see if I can see the comments as somebody comments. Just say something, hey, what's up, whatever, just so I can see who's in there because I'm not on the YouTube show page. I'm on the StreamYard studio, which is a little bit different than what I'm used to. So bear with me, guys. I'm going to assume you guys can hear me. Um, I think I should be able to see comments. Oh, okay, I see them. I do. Okay, I see Mr. Spacely. I see Darian. I see Snuggle668. Okay, so I'm seeing comments. Good. And you guys can hear me, I assume, right? Yes? No? Okay, cool. What's up, Mufasa? Anyway, um, I don't know how long this is going to last because this is sort of like a test run for me. So I don't really, I'm getting used to this interface. But the topic of the show, the live stream, I should say, is Talking Point Smash version 2.2. You have to go to Africa to have a nationhood ideology. I should have addressed this a long time, and I have addressed it, I believe, in my live streams and in my videos, but I haven't focused on it. So I want to focus on this. Hey, Paris, what's up? Paris Milan, peace. I want to focus on this in particular because I hear this a lot from disingenuous Negroes. I just want to read you some stats here, some statistics. The majority, 59% of American Jews have never visited Israel. Let me repeat that. The majority, 59% of American Jews have never visited Israel, meaning the people that call themselves Jewish have not visited their own nation state in Israel. 16% have made the trip only once, and 50% did between 2 and 5 times. According to the latest annual American Jewish Committee, the AJC, survey of US Jews, 10% have visited at least 5 times, nearly half of them from the Orthodox community. Well, there goes that you can't talk about land, infrastructure, and nationhood because you haven't been to Africa talking point, which is what I've been saying all along. And another thing that really annoys me, I want somebody who have a personal problem with me. I want you to go through my video archives and I want you to copy and paste the video where I'm talking about how great it is on the African continent. Copy and paste it. Good luck looking for it because you're not going to find it. You know why? Because I'm not talking about the physical land on Africa. The vast majority of what I talk about is having a nationhood mentality. Now you can find that. Good luck finding a video of me talking about, oh man, you should see how it is in Nigeria. Boy, your guys don't know what it's like to be in Rwanda or what it's like to be in Angola. How you never hear anything from me talking about the continent because I haven't been on the continent. So good luck finding that shit. See what this is, and I know exactly what it is. If you notice, whenever you start talking about ideas and concepts, and when you start talking about ideology, disingenuous Negroes want to focus on you as the person. Because if you can focus on the person and show all of their flaws and all of their contradictions, then that kind of dismisses the ideology. So it's like guilt by association. If I can break down the person, then you won't listen to the ideology. And it works. It works. If you're dealing with mouth breathers, which is what about 85% of the population is, then that works like a charm. All you got to do is make the person, the messenger, focus on the messenger, discredit the messenger, and then people forget about the message. Isn't that what they did with Julian Assange? Isn't that what they did with Edward Snowden? Isn't that what they did with Chelsea Manning? Nobody talks about the information that they expose. Nobody talk about the whistleblowing information, but they focus on the individuals. So yeah, we kill some innocent civilians, but that's not what's important. What's important is how did you leak this information? You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing when it comes to nationhood. What I talk about is ideology. What I focus on 99% of the time is nationhood ideology. I do not focus on taking tours to Africa. So you can't get me on that. Like I said, copy and paste the video where I'm talking about, oh, all these things is going on the continent, and that how I'm so familiar with the layout of the land. You're not going to get one goddamn video with me saying that. And the argument is completely disingenuous, and it's a straw man argument anyway. And I know exactly how to expose people who make that argument. And if you get this type of pushback like I do, just simply ask the person this: what is your ideology? What's your ideology? What's your end game for black people here in America? You talking about me and what I'm not doing, and if I go to the continent or if I don't go to the continent, what's your ideology? Are you a nationalist? Are you an integrationist? Do you believe that black people even need a nation state? Do you think that black people need to fight for equality here in America? What's your ideology in terms of where black people should be here in America? What should we do? What's the end game? That's all you need to do to expose all of these straw mans and expose all of these disingenuous arguments. Because that's what they are. They're disingenuous. Nobody cares about what they're doing is they're trying to use you to distract from the nationhood conversation. And that's what, like, I just had a conversation. If you go to the videos when I was on Dynas's last live stream, you'll see that I had a conversation with a dude who claims that Dynas inspired him to go to the continent, and that Dynas way of doing things is what gets things done. Because I think what you do, that's going to work. Well, how come it ain't work for you, nigga? How come you haven't been to the continent? Isn't that a weird? I mean, look at the irony of that. You're taking me to task because I haven't been to the continent. And actually, I'll be going to the continent in November. So I'll be to the continent before your ass is there. So after I get back, then what? And I asked the dude on the show, I said, when I get back from Africa, are you going to go to Africa in December? Are you going to turn into a black nationalist? So then what difference does it make what I do? Like, how is that relevant? What is your ideology, nigga? What's your ideology? What's your solution? And when you ask them that, you get complete crickets because they know they're being disingenuous. They know that they're trying to pull these clown ass tactics. But the problem is, I'm not a clown, and you can't pull that shit on me. And when you have a conversation with me, I'm going to expose to everybody where your ideology is, because that's what they don't want people to know. They don't want people to know what their true ideology is when it comes to black folks here in America. They don't want you to know that, because if you expose that, then they know what the reaction is going to be to it. They know that they're going to be clowned. So they try to keep what they really feel what the solution is, you know, behind closed doors. Like when you're in the office and you want to talk about black issues, so you whisper it to your coworker, yo, these motherfucker white crackers, devils, they always on some bullshit, thinking it. And then, hey, Mr. Johnson, how you doing? I see you at lunch. Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on, man. Be for real. I can say anything on these live streams and feel totally comfortable saying it in any situation, anywhere, because I'm not telling any lies. I'm being authentic. I'm telling you what my since when should you have to hide being for your own people? Socioeconomic and political power for your own people is something that you have to keep behind closed doors because you got a job. I have a job and I talk about this shit all the fucking time. I have Twitter, I have Instagram, my face is seen on all of them. I'm not hiding. Only reason why I have an icon on this is because I don't want y'all to see my apartment. It's more practical for me. But everybody's seen me. I mean, if you follow me on Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram, you've seen me. I'm not hiding. But these niggas want to talk shit behind the white man's back because they're afraid to be a man up front. Like I said, I have a video on In the Paint and I actually clipped it and I put it on my channel where I said in the video, fuck America. I feel totally comfortable saying fuck America. You could put me on pay-per-view and I can say it and I can defend that statement. I can defend it. And on the video, if you check on it, I think it was a video involving Gabby Douglas, the gymnast, where they were taking her to task for not standing for the national anthem or putting her hand on her heart or whatever. And basically, to put it short, to give you the cliff notes, my position was these people go through every single day here in America trying to prove that we're not really American, trying to discredit black people's presence here in this country and try to treat us like second and third class citizens and say, well, you're not a real American because real Americans are white. So if that's the case, fuck America. Oh, what? You got a problem? So you want me to give you respect when you disrespecting me and my people? You saying fuck black people, I'm saying fuck America. Sounds good to me. I don't see why I have to hide that. That's like I said, I gave an example. It's like a girl you've been trying to get with, right? And every time you try to get with this girl, she's teasing you, she's making fun of you, she's laughing behind your back, she's talking shit to her friends about you. Oh, this nigga ain't never gonna get it, da 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 da. And then all of a sudden one day you open up and say, well, fuck this bitch. And then she go, oh, I can't believe you disrespecting me like that. Like what? You've been dissing me all this time when I've been trying to get with you. Now that I said, you know what, screw that, fuck you. Now all of a sudden you got a problem with me saying it. That's what I feel about the whole fuck America thing. Don't preach to me about disrespecting America when you disrespect black people every goddamn day. So like I said, these niggas, to get back to the point, these niggas use this, oh, well, you haven't, like the dude was saying to me, oh, well, people respect you when you're doing it. Doing what, nigga? What are you talking about? What am I not doing when it comes to nationhood? Because that's where I'm concentrating on, a nationhood ideology. What am I not doing? That has nothing to do with going to the physical continent of Africa. Zero. There's plenty of Jewish people here in America to support the Jewish state and put financial support behind it, put ideological support behind it, but they've never actually been to Israel. Does that disqualify them as a nationalist? So if you have a Jew who's contributing about 10% of their money yearly to the state of Israel, constantly walking around with the Israeli flag, constantly putting content out talking about the Jewish state and all this other stuff, they're not real Jews because they haven't stepped foot on the nation state soil. You see how ridiculous that is? And the whole other aspect of how disingenuous it is that it really doesn't make any difference whether the person goes to Israel or they stay in America. The point is they support the Jewish state. They support it. That's the point. And this could be the same thing with black folks here in America. You want to stay in America? Fine. Support the nation state on the continent. Why is this such a problem? Why is this such a Rubik's Cube that motherfuckers can't figure out? Whether or not an individual chooses to go to the continent or they choose to stay in America is a personal choice. It has nothing to do with anything. It's it's like religion. Who you choose to worship is your personal choice. As long as you ain't bringing that shit into the socio-economic and political aspects of reality, I don't give a shit if you want to worship a head of lettuce. What the fuck they got to do with me? I don't care whether you're on the continent or whether you're in America. Do you support black people having a nation state of their own? Do you support black people having a government of their own? That's what nationhood is, you fucking morons. That's what nationhood is. That not nationhood is not taking a trip to Africa, getting off the plane, stepping down on the soil, and like, who? Instant nationalist. I'm a nationalist now because I'm standing on the continent. Do you know how many bootlicking niggas are on the continent right now? Right on African soil, and don't give a damn about African people. So when did that become the litmus test for what makes you a real nationalist or not? When did that become the litmus test for your ideology? Like I said, another talking point smashed the fuck because it's disingenuous, it's a straw man. They don't really fucking care whether you go to the continent or not because they have no intentions of going there themselves. All they want to do is try to prove you to be a hypocrite because you're not there, so that way they can dismiss the overall nationhood ideology. It's as simple as that. I can see right through you. You're not fooling nobody, and I've just exposed you. I've been exposing you for a long time now. And now, public record. This video is public record that your ideology is bullshit because you don't even have a fucking ideology. Peace, Jamal. What's up? Oh, peace to everybody in the chat room. I'm sorry I'm running my mouth. Peace, Darius. Peace, African first, Congolese second. Peace, Mrs. Space. Everybody in the chat room. Daniel Kikes, Brother Danubian. Who else? Mufasa, Chima Madu. Miss Ronan. What's up, Ronan? Yamoja, Fatty Black, what's up? Yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, that's basically what I got to say about that. Like, I didn't intend for this to be long, and actually, like I said, I was testing out this new live stream software called StreamYard that Dynash referred me to, just seeing how it works, and it works pretty good. I mean, it's a totally different interface, so I can't see y'all on YouTube, but I can see the comments here. And they actually have a queue where you can bring people in, keep them in the queue, and bring them in, like sort of like call queue on Blog Talk. You just have everybody in the queue, and then you bring them in one by one. I don't know what the limit is on that, but this is kind of cool. This is kind of cool. I can actually set up a YouTube live stream without actually going to YouTube, so that's pretty cool. But did anybody have any questions for me? Anything, related to this topic, or any, statements, whatever? Go for it. Oh, another thing, I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Um, how do I do that? Oh, I know how. Mufasa, send me your email. Let me see. Mufasa. Send me your email if you want to get on here. I guess that's where I'll know how to do that. Because I believe that I can invite you and then you can come in. Yeah, is there anybody who wants to hop on with me? Send me your email like through the chat. Just put your email in the chat, and I'll invite you. I guess that way I can see how the caller shit works. Like I said, keep in mind this is my first time on this program, so anybody who wants to come in, just put your email address there so I can invite you. All right. And there he is. Let's see if this works. Let's see. Forgive me, I'm trying to navigate this shit. I'm sending something to Mufasa. At least I'm trying to. Let's see. Mufasa. All right, Mufasa, let's see if this works. Let us see. Boom. Just sent it. Fatty Black Paris was on. I don't know if she's still on, but she said what's up at the beginning of the conversation. She might not be on anymore. That's always a pleasant surprise to see Paris, who has blown the fuck up since I was looking at her videos on Google Plus. If last time I checked, she was like hitting 100,000. She might have been over 100,000. We'll see if this thing with Mufasa works. Anybody else? I'll send you an invite too if you want to jump on. Oh, Africa Congolese asked a question. What was the question? So is BAIO basically trying to set up Chinatowns around the continent as a hub and a connection between diaspora and the continent? Long term, yeah. Those are some of the long-term goals. The short-term goals is to actually organize the BAIO. That's the short-term goals. But yeah, that would be great. Chinatowns would be like Africa towns, like those. Basically, you're talking about satellite communities. I mean, anywhere that's outside of the continent where Africans are would be a satellite community if we were organized. You know, that's the concept. But that's a very short, simplified version of that. I mean, there's a lot that goes with that. But the most important thing is the base of operations. And for some strange reason, people seem to be on the fence about whether or not we should have our own base of operations. You know, go figure. Oh, there he is. Hold on. What up, son?
Hey, peace, peace. What's up with you, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Not too much, not too much. At this damn vegan restaurant, man, it's you go vegan and then they
Uh-oh.
start to get away from the bad shit, and then they start making the bad shit plant based. So it's shit good, but I got to get off of it. But other than that, I'm just
Yeah.
listening to the show, man.
You notice a lot of the vegan restaurants. Well, not. Well, I won't say all of them, but there are some vegan restaurants and vegetarian restaurants. They will give you all this great stuff, and then they have their condiments all got high fructose corn syrup in it.
I never noticed that. Never thought
The
about
the
that.
mustard, the ketchup, the mayo, there's all high fructose in it. I'm like, damn, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose?
No, well, no, the like the places I'm talking about. I don't know how it's going in New York.
Hmm.
I'd imagine y'all got a lot, but like these little spots, They got these
Uh-oh, your
little
voice is going in and out,
vegan
fam.
fast food spots
Yep.
where you just looks like oh, shit.
Yeah, your voice is going in and out. I don't know what's happening. Hey, we got Dave East. Yo, I love you as Method Man on that show, man. What's up, Dave? I know it's probably not the Dave East, but what's
All
up,
right,
Dave?
all right. Are
Yeah,
you
you
hearing
back.
me? Okay, so
Yeah, I'm
the
hearing you.
point, the question I wanted to ask was, I wanted to work on maybe like a solution. We probably because I noticed like I've been in a few little online debates lately, and
Hmm.
as you go through, you know, obviously you're gonna get the typical disingenuous troll, you know, just can do out of like say you're talking to 5 people, maybe 2 or 3 will be like, okay, I didn't understand. I didn't know you meant all 48 million people ain't gonna move. I didn't know you meant you understand.
I think I get what you're saying, but your voice keeps going in and out.
So I'm like, what do you like preempt? Dang, can you hear me now? Because I'm in a bad area. I might
I
just
hear
have
you
to wait.
now. Yeah, now
Oh,
you're. Yeah, I hear you now.
all right. Maybe it's my headphones. I'm gonna see if this. But did you catch the gist of what I said?
I didn't catch all of it.
Okay. Now, basically, what I'm saying is, how do you think? Maybe if we did an opening statement before we spoke, or something, or where we could write a little script to start
Oh,
out with.
I see
You know
what
what I
you're
mean?
saying. I see what you know what, bro, son, I'm gonna tell you. It's, what that shows me
Because
is that you are a beautiful person. And let me tell you why I say that.
I know this.
Oh damn, he's going out again. Hello.
Go ahead.
Can y'all guys hear him in the chat room? Can you guys hear him or is it just me? Because he seems to be going in and out for me.
Yeah, you just can't own this software, so that's probably what it is.
Oh.
Plus,
Yeah, I don't know if
I'm in
you
a
heard what I
4G
said.
area.
I don't know if you
Nah,
heard what I said, but I said
maybe I
what
lost you.
that shows, that question shows that you're a beautiful, sincere person.
Right.
That means that you actually want to communicate and articulate what the actual ideology is and clear up all the confusion. The problem is the people that's making these counter arguments, they're disingenuous.
Yeah, no, 1,000,000%.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
so
don't
no,
it's
no,
not like you're saying anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? You're not transmitting the message the way that it has nothing to do with that. They are intentionally disingenuous because they want to throw some turd in the punch bowl to your ideology.
yeah, no. Was saying when you lost me
Yeah,
is that like you'll have a discussion. Like I've been in some little online debates, right? It'll be 5 of us,
right.
and they're on one. They're on when they oh you didn't mean all 50 million of us got to move tomorrow.
Do you think they're being
Oh,
disingenuous or they being
you
sincere?
didn't mean this. Then I'll gain a couple of them, and then the trolls. But I just think like, because I didn't say that I want to move off 50 million people. Like that's not what I mean. At the same time, people don't know.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, wait a minute, maybe we could develop a little. It's like, look, open like this. So it's like we can kill off a lot of those people, and then some of those people that's gonna roll with the trolls, maybe they won't if we just start out, and clarify, because you get the same response every single time because everybody's not a troll. are literally some people who
Mm-hmm.
will be down with the BAIO that's rolling with trolls right now because of a misunderstanding. So I'm saying maybe we could lay it out better, and then like we'll go into the battle, so to speak, better off. That's all I'm thinking. I'm just like, maybe we could come up with some type of way, even if because I'm not trying to find a way to better go with trolls, but I do want to get an understanding from the people who will possibly understand that are sincere.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I agree with you. Like the only thing is that I just know how people are. It's like when I want to know something, you know what I do? I shut my fucking mouth and I listen. That's what I usually do. If I don't understand something, I try to keep quiet and do less talking and more listening. And that way I'll know what the person is saying. But when you get somebody that's so interested in hearing their own voice, then they're not really trying to listen. They're not really trying to get an understanding. They just want to have a platform that they can run their mouth on. It's so hard getting disingenuous, conversation, like really genuine conversation. Most of the time, people are being disingenuous. That's the frustrating part for me. I don't know if you heard me because it seemed like we're having some audio issues.
Nah, I'm here. I had muted it for a second. I didn't want you to hear that
Oh, okay.
noise. No, I I,
Mm.
I, I agree with what you're saying. I just wanted to throw that out there because I was thinking about that amongst myself. Like I was just like, man, I'm like, okay, so wait a minute. So now when it's broken down to you, and down, it's just a few talk stuck on. Because as soon as you pegged as a so-called
Mhm.
pro-black, which is a negative thing somehow today in mentality. You get what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to really. That was what I was saying.
Yeah.
Cause I agree with
I
this
hear you.
video. I mean, I posted on your Facebook. It's just like these dudes are so simple minded, So
Mhm.
they're like the dude. He's like, well, I could respect you because when you were talking to Dynasty, he's like, I could respect you, Dynasty, because you're actually doing it. Meanwhile, Dynasty, he doesn't even live there. Y'all were talking about living there
Right.
at that moment, and the Dynasty doesn't even live there. But because he sees him on the continent, that's good enough.
Right.
So I'm
Good
like,
enough for him
basically,
to make a point about it, but not good enough for him to actually go there.
right. Not good enough for him to go there. But the point is they're so okay, he's a troll, right? But I'm telling you, the reason they can do that because so many people think so surface level. They
Mhm.
literally just say, if you ain't in Africa, then you ain't real. You know what I mean? They just go completely visual because
Right.
the philosophical depth that you're speaking on, they can't even fathom that. That's too deep. So they
Right.
just like, look, if you say you
Uh-oh.
I mean, you, you can have a discussion.
Oh, Mufasa, we got a mad delay. I don't know.
Still going out.
African first.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Clearly. What's up, bro?
Hold up. I just got a call.
Uh-oh. He
What's
went
wrong?
out too? African?
Yeah.
On mute.
Oh, damn. It's happening with everybody.
Can you still hear me?
Okay, I hear you now. But for a while, you was
Oh,
like
okay.
going in and out.
Yeah, I got a call from my mom, so messed
Oh,
up
okay.
everything. What were
So
y'all
how's it
talking about?
going?
Are you? It's going good.
Yeah, did I
What were
answer
y'all
your question?
Yeah, you answered the BAO question.
Cool. So
We were all
what's up?
talking about that one troll like 2 weeks ago who hopped on the show with you and Dinus
Mm-hmm.
and was just dissing you. You talking about him?
Yeah. I think his name was Rock or something.
Yeah, Rock.
Rock. I think that's what the name was on the thing. But I was like, I love that conversation though, because it just exposed what I'm talking about. You know?
Yeah, like he he was just using a bunch of stalling tactics. He's like, what he's basically saying is the white man's ass is cleaner. Like he's like, because he says he said he went on trips with his family like
Mhm.
over 5 times a year, and he still hasn't
Six
been to
times,
Africa.
yeah.
6 times a year, still hasn't been to Africa.
Yeah. I just was bugging out the fact that you have to wait for another man to do something before you decide to do it. That doesn't make any sense. Like if I want to go to any country, it could be Africa, it could be anywhere. Why do I have to wait for somebody else to do it before I do it? That doesn't make any sense. And the fact that he thought that he was dropping the mic or actually saying something with that is absolutely ridiculous to me.
Exactly, like he, like if you want to go to a country, you can just research and just Google. You don't have to be like, oh, Dinus inspired me to go, but he still hasn't went.
And then you're gonna get on there talking about how much somebody has inspired you, and yet you've been listening to them for years and you haven't gone yet.
Yeah, and he has a choice, and like he has a choice too. Like I'm under 18, I don't really have a choice of where I can go. I went last year in August, July 16th to August 16th. Was when I was there in Rwanda, Uganda, and Burundi.
Hmm.
Damn. And then now I started watching like the Dynasty show after that. Still, it's not like it took me. It's not like I need to be inspired by Dynasty or I need to be inspired by
Yeah, what they see, it's pop psychology shit that they try to play, and they think that they're dealing with somebody that's stupid. Because one of the things that they try to do is try to put Dynas against me, like as if we're not down with each other. Like that's not gonna work. you're not, you're not gonna do that. Don't try to divide and conquer shit, like and try to be slick with it, like we don't know what you're doing. We know exactly what you're doing.
He was trying to start a civil war.
Right. Like, come
like,
on, dude.
like he has no excuse. Like I'm 16 years old. That man is about like almost 40. He has no excuse for us to not go to the
Oh, damn, you keep going.
after
Like
4 years.
your voice goes in and out for some reason. Like I can hear you at one moment and then you go completely out.
Okay. I think he has no. He has like I'm 16. He has no excuse. Can you hear me now?
Hmm.
Yeah, he has no excuse. He's damn well near 40, so like
Yeah, come on, man.
he should have been there if he found out about Dinah's channel 4 years ago.
And he said he takes 6 trips a year.
Yeah,
Come
and he
on,
can't
man.
hop and he can't go to Africa once.
Right, but he got a problem with me when I'll be on the continent before he is. Oh gosh. You said you were 16?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
You definitely don't sound like it. You sound real mature.
I mean, I like I don't know, man. The trip I had last year was insane. The climate changes you, bro. Everything there is so much better. Like I'm in Canada.
Hmm.
Basically, it's basically the same as America, slightly different, but still white supremacy.
Of course, yeah. I tell you one thing, at least all these other countries are ahead of America in the sense that at least they attempt to take care of their citizens.
Yeah, true.
You know, Like America don't give a fuck about your city. Like and like you're in America, they basically saying you on your own. We don't really give a fuck about none of our citizens. But we want you to have American pride. Get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
like obviously I prefer Canada in some aspects. Strict, like there's no like the guns aren't like fucking in America where you get like
Yeah. At least you get
automatics.
sick. You don't have to go broke if you get sick.
Yeah, like like if you break your arm, you don't have to sell your house.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
right now I'm
Emoja
just
Black. Send me your email, bro. Just put your email in and I'll send you the invite.
right now right now I'm just planning on regarding making it out of this, making it to Africa as quick as I can before I'm 30. Avoid that, avoid all this kind of shit. I can just leave.
Well, I didn't hear that last part. What'd you say?
I'm trying to avoid all. I'm trying to avoid like debt and all the stupid shit so I can leave Canada and be in Congo before I'm 30.
Yeah, man, that's what to focus on. Like that's my I had a bunch like the reason why I hadn't been to Africa was personal issues. Like I had a lot of death in my family and stuff that I had to deal with. My mom passed, my brother's sick, it's like certain things that I had to take care of and also just personal finances and stuff as well. Now I'm in the clear. So that's the reason why I'm going to Rwanda in November and I plan on going again next year. I don't know where I'm gonna go because I have a lot of people in South Africa who want me to come there. So I'm thinking that might be my next trip. Um, but that's just mainly to see my people. That's not really because I'm interested in anything in South Africa, but it's just to
Yeah.
go there and see the people that's there. I definitely want to go to Namibia. I want to go to Angola. I'm interested in
You,
those two next.
a place you should try also is Botswana.
Yeah,
Botswana is
yeah.
insane.
People told me about that too. And I might I
Yeah,
might just go with Dynas because he's in Nigeria. I think I would want to go there just to see how it is,
yeah.
and then also to support his tour.
I've only been to 3 countries, but
Mhm.
Rwanda is definitely the best. Out of the three, Uganda, Burundi, and Rwanda, Rwanda's the best. Holy,
Oh, you've been to
it's like
Rwanda?
yeah.
Oh
I
man,
was
I
only
can't wait to get there, man.
I was only there for a week too, and it was the best thing. It was. Oh, I also was in Kenya, but it was only for like a flight.
Hmm.
But yeah, we just went. We flew there. We chilled at the airport for like a few hours and took our flight, but to Uganda. But Rwanda is insane. Holy crap! I
Uh,
don't really want to describe it because you just have to see it for yourself. Like
and I can't wait. I'm like a month away, about a little more than a month away.
November.
Yo, Yamoja Black, send me your email. Just type it in the comment thing. That way I can send you an invite. Anybody else too? Like if anybody wants to hop on, just send me an invite. I mean, send me your email and I'll send you an invite.
Like what I went for a month. It's I don't know, just so much better. Like just being around your own people,
Hmm.
being chill, not having to get clips unloaded on you by some
Yo,
kind
do
of
you
crazy
know? I
shit.
know you might not know this, but I'll ask anyway. What is Rwanda's policy on drones?
Drones.
Yeah, like personal drones.
I'm not sure, but what I do remember is that when we were there, they kind of
But
made it
drones
clear.
mainly for filmmaking. Because I
Yeah,
was thinking about whether I could bring one over or not, and I haven't really and this is my fault. I haven't really researched it yet to see what their policy is. But I'm just asking you because you said you've been there, so I thought maybe you might know. But if you don't know, I understand.
for filmmaking purposes, probably not because we were just trying to take pictures there for a camera and be like, oh, you can't take pictures here or pictures there or whatever. But maybe. like as for pictures, they were pretty strict about where you can take pictures or not. Like when we were in the downtown area, we were gonna take pictures. Like, oh, no pictures here. So
Well, I know you
I
wouldn't
don't
be
know
able
about
to
them.
do it, and I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to have a drone in like the city portion, like the like the portions of the city, but maybe like on the outskirts you might be able to, like on the
Yeah,
rural parts. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that you can't have a drone flying through the city. I'm pretty sure on that one. Hey,
yeah, man.
Mufasa, you back?
You're gonna have an awesome trip. You just how long
Yeah,
you gone
man.
for? 2 weeks?
10 days.
10 days.
It's gonna be from the 8th to the 18th or the 19th. Yeah, man, I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait.
Then
Oh,
you just
Mufasa's back. Cool.
and you just blank out and forget about the story tactics. Like a cool man in America.
All right, peace. You hear me?
Hey, Mufasa. I hear you
I'm right
clearly.
now. Yeah, I'm in Riverside, but I'm coming back. So hopefully y'all can hear me. There's a couple things I wanted to say on this.
Uh,
Number one, let's say that you do go. Let's say you go there for two
hmm
weeks and you visit 3 cities in 2 countries, right? You still have not scratched the of the size of Africa.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Like that's not. You've been
hmm
to 2 countries. Even if you go to 3, right? You haven't done anything. Like there's so much more ground to cover. And then another thing, because my uncle he likes to do this thing when we debate. And like whenever somebody says, like what you ain't even been to Africa, because that's another thing. Going there makes you some type of authority just because you actually went, right? You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, okay. I asked him. I said, where are you
Right.
from? Oh, I'm from Cleveland. What year was Cleveland established? Who was the first mayor? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What was going on in the country when it happened? Obviously, they don't know. You see my
Exactly.
point?
Yeah. Oh,
Just
the
because
point
you're
I always
standing
make,
in shit,
Mufasa, the
right?
point I always make is, let's say you're in Cleveland. That's where you were born and raised. Um, you haven't been to New York. What's wrong
Right,
with you
right.
either getting on a plane and coming to New York or taking your car and driving to New York? And you're going to tell me, well, I can't go to New York because nobody else has been there before me. What kind of stupid shit? That makes no
Right,
sense.
right. True.
But we always want to mystify Africa. Oh, hold on a second. Dave East asked a question to African First. He says, I'll put it on the screen. How does a 16-year-old get to be in a Black Power sector so early? What led him to find us and you?
Okay, well, it was about January of 2018. I was told I was going to be going to Africa, and
hmm
that was when I was a coon. So I started researching a bunch of shit, and I found out actually a lot of positive shit. And like, because I was born in Canada, my parents are both Congolese.
hmm
So I started researching a bunch of shit. I like finding actually a bunch of positive shit, so I wasn't scared anymore. I was actually hyped for the trip. And after the trip, I just kept following up on politics and stuff, and then I also found the advice for the African Diaspora News channel, and I found Dinah's channel too, and then I found Hole Up on it, so that's where I am.
Okay, so you got into Dynas and you found out about me through Dynas.
Yeah, like last year, like around November.
Cool. Peace. What's up, Sharice? I see you.
Yeah. On what's it? Um, on Mufasa's comment. Yeah, there still is a lot of ground to cover. Like, I plan on trying to go to as many countries as I can before I'm obviously like before I die of old age or whatever. I plan to travel as much as the continent as I can. So all of that.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not, I'm not gonna claim to. I'm not gonna claim to be some African expert, quote unquote, if there even is such a thing.
No, there isn't. And like I said, I don't know if you heard the beginning part of my live stream, but I said I'm not pushing I'm not a tour guide. I'm not pushing going to Africa. What I'm pushing is nationhood. I'm pushing a nationhood ideology and a nationhood concept. And I don't understand why people conflate the two. Like going to the continent has really nothing to do with that. Like you can go to the continent, right? Like any bootlicking Negro can book a flight. What does that have to do with nationhood? It
Yeah,
has nothing to do
yeah,
with nationhood. You can book a flight, go to Africa, to any country, get off the plane, step on the ground, take a selfie, and now all of a sudden, what? You are an Africa expert now?
exactly. Like I'll put my 2 cents in. Like, like let's forget about black people for a second. The Chinese, they go abroad. They make it abroad, and what do? They go back to China. The Italians, they do the same. Everybody else, they only go abroad so they can strengthen themselves. They can strengthen their community. They go outside of it. If you go past African countries, especially the immigrants in Canada, they think that, oh, my thousands of years worth of African ancestry doesn't mean anything because I was born here, so now I'm Canadian. It doesn't make sense.
Right. And if a cat has kittens in the oven, those kittens are biscuits. They're not cats. They're not cats. They biscuits now. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, like that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go back and build the country. This country, I'm gonna just stay the country I don't care if I was
So
born here,
can I,
if
yeah.
I'm disconnected from the culture, but I'm still a Congolese. Go ahead, Mufasa.
No, I was gonna say, do you talk with this? You talk about this with other friends at school or other young people? Do they talk about this?
There's only one friend at school. Do I have? He's in he's in my class. Like he follows the same shit. He's been following this shit since he was 12, though. I've only been following this since I was 15. I
12,
Wow.
respect
damn.
That's cool. I mean, that's what we got to
it.
start producing, man.
Yeah, 'cause he started following after he got his wake up call because he's Jamaican. He used to diss a bunch of black people for being darker than him. Until one day, like he was playing soccer game, and a bunch of Indians were talking their language, and they're just like roasting him basically, but he couldn't understand it. And one of them called him a nigger, and he was like 11 years old. So
Mm.
he got his Negro wake up call that we're all black, we're all the same. I need to find this.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So what about his parents? He didn't get any kind of influence there, or did he just that sprung him to start looking at stuff?
He calls his parents like he says that his parents want to be like selectively African, like they want to be because they're Jamaican, so they don't call themselves African unless it benefits them. Like they're kind of coons. That's how he says it. So
Yeah, my bad. I can't. Are you hearing him clearly, Hollip, or
No,
what?
he's going in and out. I don't know what it is, but like you'll hear him clearly 1 minute, and then next minute he's like in the background. I don't know what if it's on
can you
my
hear me?
end.
Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Hmm.
Okay.
We heard that statement.
All right. So like is
Now you're out.
since he's a Jamaican, his parents are like selectively African, so they're only African when it benefits them,
Mm.
and so he calls them coons. Like he calls them Africoons. That's his words, not mine.
Wow.
Oh Lord. Well, I'm just glad that the younger people are getting interested in the ideology, because if we don't create some type of system to produce what we want to produce, I mean, it's very possible that we can go the way of the dodo bird.
No,
That's
I
why I've
think
always said, man, it's not about me. It's not about. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna go in another direction, but yeah, I was just saying, because I have a 10-year-old daughter, and of course
Hmm.
she watches a lot of stuff, but like like the other day, I was dropping her off at her mom's, and she wanted to stay in the car for like the last 8 minutes of this Moonbee show I was watching. She's interested
Hmm.
in stuff. When thing you're listening to Burna Boy's album, there's a sketch on there where it starts talking about how Nigeria was And she was
Hmm.
like, Dad, can I look at the lyrics? I want to know what they're saying in the song. I want to know. That was interesting. So at 10, and she's been interested, but I don't really count it as much because I have so much influence on her. But for him to say that there's 12-year-olds into this, and for a 16-year-old to call in, I'm glad you called.
Oh no.
I did hear him say he's glad you called, and then he went out after that.
Because that need to be her. I think I just that was done. Just saying I need to be thinking about that. I need to keep that in mind. But as far as what you said too, Hollip, I don't like, bro. How are we supposed to produce these things without systems? You know what I mean? Like we
Thank
need
you.
to. I just don't see it. And we
It's
could do
not
it
going
if
to happen without a system.
yeah, you know what I mean. And it's like we could do our best as far as like homeschooling collectives and things like this. But it's time I finish that list of things I'm gonna say. It's like why not just repatriate and start a nation? I don't get it. We need
Thank you.
Okay,
somewhere.
I would
Go ahead.
I, I'm gonna put in my 2 cents or my entire bank account on this. Uh, I do think the BAIO is the best way to go about it. Like even the Pan African leaders after independence, some of them said that redrawing the borders is not a good idea because it's just going to be constant fighting. So the BAO setting up satellite communities where you connect between the diaspora and Africa is honestly a great idea.
Yeah, I think it's the way to go. I really
Oh,
do.
and also a new thing. We might go to waves of dodo bird. You're right. Like on one part, I don't want to see a continental wide South Africa, like where
Hmm.
whites control everything and we're just living there.
Exactly.
And also, I don't know. Like, uh, do you know Dr. Umar Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know like his views on marriage stuff.
Not really. I don't really listen to him, but what is he saying?
Okay, uh, he says, okay, that's what he said. He said, no matter what you did for the black community, your your greatest commitment is to a black woman, which I agree with, obviously.
Hmm.
So I also believe interracial marrying could kill us out. I don't want to sound too controversial because you marry who you marry, but
No, I feel
but
you.
there's some people in but there's some people in my school who literally said, "Why would you want to have black kids?" Like to me, I'm like,
I, they
I'm
just
neither
answered
black or
the
white.
question. They ironically answered the question. The answer is so that we don't produce Negroes like you. That's why. Like when somebody asked, well, why do you want to have black children? So we won't have you. I don't want somebody like you around. That's why.
Yeah, like no, like these are like black people, like Africans.
Hmm.
Because like in Canada there's like no African Americans, obviously. Because I only know one, but like these are like Nigerians, Ethiopians saying, "Why would you want black kids? Why would you want your kids to be dark?" I'm like,
Yep.
oh my god, like
I
I'm
think
I'm
what
really just shocked.
I
Cause
think
like
I think the opposite. I think those people making those statements are proof positive that the whole focus on the interracial thing relevant as people think, because there you can produce white people in black skin. I mean, it's like whenever Byron
Hmm.
Allen comes up, they say Allen's money is going to go to the white community because he has a white wife. Then I'll say, okay, but Byron Allen has children. It's going to go to his children. And they say, yeah, but most likely his children are going to end up with white folks. But I'm like, brother, when you're successful in America, you reach a higher level where they make sure that higher level is mostly white. As soon as you have children, and the environment under you is hostile, so you end up somewhere up here, right? Your children have that same, they run that same risk, despite the color of their skin. And in fact, the self-hate programming works even harder on them to where they end up like what this young brother is talking about. So I just think that is even more evidence that a statement like, well, I don't care what you do, in the most highest thing you can do, that's ridiculous, because a lot of coons are married to black women. A lot of very highly apathetic people are married to black women. And most people, their who they marry is a lot less, in my opinion, right? It's a lot less of a statement of their politics, more of a kind of, it's like you just kind of mess with who's around for the most part. It's like if you've ever been in a work environment, you'll notice the workers start fucking each other. If you ever been in a part of any club or group or member of anything, the club members start fucking each other. This is just what people kind
Hmm.
of do, you know. So
Yeah.
I think we gotta. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, and that's the mentality that we need. But as strategically, we got to take a little bit of men off of the whole interracial dating thing and spread them around to some other things.
Yeah, true. I do agree. Like there are some like coons married to black people. Jay-Z, for an example, Jay-Z. Um,
Right. Well, hold on. Let me say this too before we go. I, your antennas going up from what you're hearing is a good thing, though. I don't want to. I don't want to like knock that down, because what you're hearing is self-hate. You know what I'm saying? So for you to respond to that and be like, "Look, you should be with a black woman. These are your people. It would benefit you or whatever." I don't think that's a bad thing. I just feel like if we go like focusing on that, that's a symptom. You know what I mean? Once you fix that problem, you still don't fix you still don't fix the overall issue. Because I could go
Let
to
me throw
Africa right now and go ahead.
let me throw something into the mix. How is there going to be interracial dating in an ethno state?
yeah, true.
How's it gonna be in the what?
How is there going to be how is interracial dating going to be a major problem in an ethno state?
It won't be.
Like if we're in Africa on the continent, surrounded by African people, and our immigration policy is very strict. We're not gonna. This is like I said. The best way I can put it is most of the problems that we have that we're complaining about is because we're in America. Our physical presence in America is what's making the problems. We got a problem with police. We got a problem with second and third class citizen treatment. We got a problem with interracial relationships. We got a problem with the LGBTQ XYZ community. We got all of these problems because we're here.
You said XYZ.
You know what I'm saying? If we get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here and develop something of our own, more than 90% of the problems that we're dealing with won't exist. And not to say that we won't have problems, because you're always going to have problems in a society, but it won't be those problems.
yeah,
It'll
yeah,
be a whole new set of problems, which I'm all for. Like having problems and stuff brings out your creativity.
yeah.
Like I don't believe in this utopia where everything is right, nothing goes wrong. No, you're going to have problems and issues, but I think that that's exciting. Like if we have our own society, isn't it exciting to kind of work out your own problems?
It is. Yeah, like
I
there's
don't
some
have a
people.
problem with that. It's like, but my problem is being here in this society trying to fix America's problems.
Exactly. Like
Like I don't give a shit about America's problems. I do not want to make America great again. Like as if it
yeah,
ever
like
was. But I'm not trying. I don't care about America's problems. We need to have our own socioeconomic and political control, meaning our own piece of land. We need to control policy on our piece of land. We need to defend and protect that piece of land.
yeah, like
In other words,
there's
our
some people.
entire ideology should be centered around control.
Yeah, I agree. Like there's some people, like especially around me, like the church I go to, the Kingdom Hall, whatever. They keep saying, "Oh, the world's not perfect, so fuck the world." Like
Yeah,
it's just stupid.
yeah. And they love in these people's world and like these type of black folks world, the white man is the default. When you throw your hands up in the air, he's the one that takes over everything by default. So if you say, well, I don't want power, then you automatically are ceding power to the white man. So, and that's why I asked that question. When somebody questions you about nationhood, just simply ask them, in your bitch ass nigga world, who controls the socioeconomic and political context? Since you don't want to do it, who does? And what answer they're going to give you? It's going to be some variation of the white man is supreme and the white man this and the white man. So then that lets you know that they're disqualified from the conversation. They shouldn't be somebody we should even be listening or talking to because they're
Yeah.
defeated. They're defeated. Why do I want to be on a team? My teammate is telling me, nigga, why are you training? We can't win. He's in the training camp with me, trying to trip me while I'm doing my exercises and stuff, so that I can't work out because he doesn't believe that we can beat the other team. Yes, you
That's
can,
actually
Ronan. Ronan,
that's
what's your
actually a
email?
perfect way to put it. Like, there's at least some folks I'm hearing. I don't know what they think, but this is just on YouTube in the comments. But somebody, like, this one man literally said he'd rather hang out with white people in America than go to Africa. I don't know, man. Some of us are just lost.
Yeah, because the white man being in control is just a natural order of things for them. They don't believe that their own people can control reality. So they say you're stupid for even thinking that black people, because there's some so-called pan-Africanists whose names I won't mention, who are blithering fucking morons, who actually have that same ideology. Why would we talk
What
about
pan?
the Chinese are the ones who have all the skills? I mean, we can't control our own
Yeah,
reality.
yeah, exactly. They have that. Oh, you can't do it as good as the white man. The white man's ass is cleaner.
Yeah,
The white man shits gold. The
the
white man's
Chinese
paper
have
is
all the
thinner.
skills. So I guess the concept of skills transfer never entered into their Negro mind. Like because somebody has skills, that doesn't mean they just got them and nobody else can get it. It's called
And
skills transfer. You get trained by
exactly.
these people, and then you take those skills that they transferred over to you, and then you build on it. Or is that
And
a
most of them,
foreign concept?
no, most don't even. Most of these African countries, because this happens a lot in Western East Africa. They don't even need it. Like, okay, so in Congo, we got a new president in January,
Hmm.
and he spent $300 million from National Treasury in 100 days. His first 100 days to
Wow.
rehabilitate roads, and he gave all the work to Congolese companies. He said, "We don't want the Chinese doing this because it was just they just had to lay out roads, and there's plenty of people who know how to do it."
Hmm.
So some of these leaders just give work to the Chinese, easy work, like laying down roads. They give that work to the Chinese just so they can extort money in some backroom deals. It's
Right.
stupid. They rather see their own people suffer.
Yep.
These Africans empowered because they would rather their population go to hell
Hmm.
than them succeed. Some of the
Yep.
stuff they do is ridiculous. And
True indeed.
as for what you're saying about as for what you're saying about the BAIO earlier and having different problems, yeah, a lot of the problems African Americans deal with in America is ridiculous. Jail, lynchings, um,
Hmm.
arrest for no reason, getting gunned down and stuff. None of this ever happens in Africa. Mostly, I mean, a lot of this doesn't even happen in Canada, but obviously don't go to Canada because still white supremacy still don't have control. But America is something else.
Hmm. It's just I just want the people like the people that Mufasa is talking about, like the people who's on the fence. I just want them to know when they're dealing with cowards and defeated Negroes, and just to just block them out and talk to people who actually are interested in controlling power, who actually are speaking in terms of power. Because when I'm speaking to a person and they're telling me everything that we can't do, why am I listening to you?
Exactly.
Like, what's the point of you being involved in the discussion? Well, nigga, you know you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, then why are we listening to you?
Yeah. The only time I say you can't do something is when I'm talking about America, because uh, African Americans built Tulsa Street, Rosewood, Black Wall Street, and it was burned
Hmm.
down, and they're
Yep.
being systematically burned down. So have like why do you have to know about uh why do you have to have like friends getting shot down or whatever in America? It's not normal to know that. You can just go to Africa. I'm not gonna say you can escape the problem of America. You're not actually gonna escape life's problems, but
Right.
Africa is way better than America. And
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 they keep.
and
I've
also
heard that too. I've heard that
and
argument where they say you're escaping.
yeah,
Well,
and
if you're in prison, wouldn't it make sense to escape?
exactly. And also when when we say go to Africa, like, oh no, I'm going to die in the war. We're not telling you to go to Central African Republic or South Sudan or Libya. There's 52 other countries than those three. For
Hmm.
Somalia, there's 51 other countries than those four, and they act like we're just gonna oh fly plane right over Central African Republic, drop you in the middle of a war zone. It's actually no, that's literally what they think too.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a bush. It's just a bush.
Yeah. They think we're gonna that we're gonna go to Africa looking for jobs.
It, that's what angers me the most. Like there's this. I don't really watch this channel because it's a white old channel. It's France 24. Some stupid colonialist like media, but they had this. They had this like 5 minute video about repatriates to Ghana, and they
Hmm.
went expecting a job, and they're like disappointed they didn't get one. So why would you go to Africa expecting a job? There's some countries there that have like even my own unemployment before problem is like 90% higher, but it's still pretty bad.
Hmm.
Like there's some countries, like Congo is the poorest country in the world, sadly, and I'm gonna work to change that when I move back there. But it's not like it's not like America where you just talk about jobs for fun. Because no, you need jobs, but there's not because the government is corrupt as hell. So why would you expect why would you go to let's see why would you go to uh like Ivory Coast expecting a job, or you to go to Burkina Faso expecting to go work in the oil fields? Like no, like it doesn't make any
Ah,
sense.
no, not at
It's
all.
so next. It's so
Not at all.
next.
And it shows you that they have like I've said this before. You have tenant mentality and then you have landlord mentality. Like the tenant's
Yeah,
mentality is their apartment. They don't care about the building. They don't care about sanitation. They don't care about electricity. They don't care about gas. They don't care about codes and zones and all that other shit because they don't have to deal with it. They're a tenant. Their level of
yeah,
responsibility is that apartment that they're living in, and the only thing they care about is whether the landlord, the person who actually owns the building, is supplying the service to them. But when you become a landlord, your whole scope of responsibilities is larger. And that's what they don't want. It's like why people rent compared to owning a home. They don't
yeah,
want the responsibility. And so you have these so-called Pan-Africanists who claim to be about Africa who don't want the responsibility of taking care of themselves. They would rather have the white man take care of them, but yet they're going to come to me and treat me and try to gaslight me as if I'm the problem.
exactly. Because I noticed this Back to Africa movement really took off like after 2015, and then these people they're like, because you're talking about nationhood, makes
Hmm.
complete sense. Like as an because I'm Congolese, I already have a nation to go to, but African Americans they don't have a backup plan because once America fails, and even in America, like you don't really have a say in anything. You don't own the military. You don't own shares of the military. You don't own the lamppost on your street.
Right.
Like so, it's smart to do. Oh, geez, if all else fails, if America goes to hell, then I'm gonna just go to Africa.
We
And then
got
these people are just like, why would you go to Africa?
Hello?
You have America's better. Why would you separate from the white? It's ridiculous.
yeah. So who's on?
I hear my echo.
Can you hear me, Hollow?
Yeah.
That's Ronan Black.
Hey, what's up, Ronan? Yo, I'm gonna mute y'all for a second. But stay on, don't leave, because I want to make sure I can hear Ronan. You got a lot of background noise. What's up, Ronan?
I'm chilling. I'm at work in the truck right now.
Cool. Oh, Mufasa's not in. Okay. I think he got cut off. So what's up, Ronan?
Man, I find it interesting that all these cats, they want to throw daggers at you, and all you're doing is giving like logical, clear answers and shit. What is the problem? Like land infrastructure, nation don't make any sense.
No, they're cowards. That's the problem. They bitch ass niggas.
Yeah, I met some dude. He was talking some nonsense like, "Oh, we got to be here" or some shit like this. And Native, I'm like, "What are you talking about, man?" They're like, "You want to be here?" They turned Native Americans into an endangered species. You want to stay here?
It's easier.
Yeah, I'm like, he was like, "What do you mean endangered species?" I'm like, "You don't hear him saying anything, do you? Where are they? Ghosts." So it's nonsense. Man, he was on Dynasty, that dude. I mean, these so-called whatever talking heads, bitch ass niggas, whatever term they are, they're like front runner fans for like sports teams. They wait until your team got to win a record. But oh yeah, I've been a fan of Dallas, or I've been a fan of Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, look how many New England Patriot fans there are now.
Oh, they everywhere. They go on 12 or 16 next year. You won't be able to find them. But this argument is crazy. And every excuse under the sun, this, and that. Well, we vote, this and that. Yeah, all right, good job. How's that working out for us right now? The same old tired nonsense over and over and over and over again. So.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to set the record straight because I've been hearing this talking point for so long. You know, and it's totally a straw man, totally disingenuous. These niggas don't care whether you go to Africa or not.
Yeah, like when you brought up the topic about Israel, most people, European Jews, haven't even been there, but they support the nation state.
Right.
You know,
like
but
I said, about 60% of them have not been to Israel.
Netanyahu, for understand, wasn't even born in Israel. He was born here, and he's the damn prime minister, the president of Israel.
Exactly.
But they don't have a problem with that. But you're just giving common sense, like, well, you should have a nation state. You don't control the land. You don't control the infrastructure. And why not have a nation state? And then they get all, oh my God, what are you doing? That's so goddamn radical. What's it radical? It's common sense, man. If I'm thirsty, I'm gonna get a glass of water. I mean, shit.
And you know what? Let me give you an example of the ultimate height of how stupid these motherfuckers are. I've been saying that we need to get a government for the longest, right?
Yeah.
And they whole ideology, we don't need no government. We can't do da. So then I asked them, I said, all right, if ADOS in America gets these policies passed, or these bills brought to law, who's going to administrate the policies? And the same guys who were telling me they're against government were saying, oh, well, we're going to create this department. We're going to have department of this. I said, well, nigga, why don't you just form your own government?
Bingo.
You're going to form a government inside the United States. Why not form one on your own nation state?
Because you know why? Just like they can't. They have to be with their step parents. They want to get patted on the head and give that cookie.
But
Like you're a good little Negro. Just keep doing what you're doing.
but
Keep
we can't
kissing
even
my
say
ass.
that. We can't even say that they want to make a government in America though. Like when it comes down to it, if black people are really serious about politics in America, why don't we have a black party? And then they'll say because our population is so low, it wouldn't matter. And that makes sense, right? No, but what will happen is that we will have a party that pushes nothing but black issues, and then we will see when white people say, "Nah, nigga, fuck y'all." Then we will be forced to then say, "Okay, clearly we got to do this all by ourselves." That's why I push like a black political party so much, but we so damn scared we don't even want to do that. That's ridiculous.
That would be the simplest thing to do.
Yeah,
Have
that
a
makes
black
sense.
party
Just
devoted
make
to
fucking
different
sense.
interests in America. It's a bunch
But
of
you,
simple things that I've suggested. Like, if you're gonna do it right here, how about a black political party? How about a black fund where you're actually contributing on a monthly basis to this fund if you're African American?
yeah,
Nobody's thought of that.
they don't want to because it's the same. You know what? It's all those civil rights fossils adhering to some antiquated ideology which doesn't work.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to talk about. I just want to be real quick with it too, because I don't want to hold up the show. But like I talk with a lot of like black power nerds, if I'm being honest. And it's like, how the fuck are we still using ideologies from the fucking 60s that has got everyone killed, that has got everybody scared, and we still talking the same shit? It's like, man, how do we communicate with these geniuses that we need to actually advance? How the fuck are you walking around saying you're a revolutionary and you saying the same shit for 60 years? That's not a revolution anymore.
Hold on 1 second. Is anybody listening to themselves while they're talking?
Oh,
I can hear myself fine, but I do
No,
hear
I
the
mean,
echo.
like, are you listening on the computer or something else? Because I think that's where that feedback is coming from.
yeah, I'm on my tablet on because I'm at
Yeah,
I'm
whatever
work.
device you on, just mute it so that you don't hear yourself. Because if you don't, then it's going to be an echo.
No, I can't hear myself.
Okay. Because that's usually what it is. Somebody's listening to themselves, so then it'll echo when you talk. Because I'm echoing right now.
Oh,
How do I?
I
That
can't
could be
tell.
that could be me because I'm on my laptop and this platform is new for me. How do I mute it to where I can still hear y'all and talk and have all the background music?
You probably can't
That's
unless you got a
Emotion?
headset.
Yeah, this emoji, please.
Yo, what's up, Moses?
All right, peace. I'm
Yeah, everybody's screaming at me in the chat room. You're echoing.
I'm telling you that you auto-tuning this shit, bro.
Anybody got the YouTube show page up?
Because I had to close it out to hit the link on the email to get here.
Oh, okay. Oh, it went away. I don't know what somebody did, but keep it the way it is. Yeah, I'm not on the YouTube show page because then it'll really be jacked up. But yeah, man, that's basically what I wanted to do today is just attack this talking point because it's complete and utter bullshit. But you know what? I will keep hearing it.
I hear it even people I run into. I mean, I run into people and they have all these like, why are you doing this? And why are you speaking on this? So I'm like, what? Come on, man, really? I mean, aren't you? I mean, it's literally. I listen to these people. They got radio shows. They're on these TV talk shows, and all they do is like getting in a car and drive around the block over and over and over again. You ain't driving anywhere. You just driving in one big circle. You park right in front of your house and go back inside the house. You're not exploring the world. You're not even entertaining the idea of, look, You want, you know, come on, black folks don't want, in America, they don't want power. They just want to act. They like the concept of it, the thought of it, but they don't really want it. They don't want it at all. I do. I want power. Shit.
Mr. Spacely says, I think the idea of having a black fund is amazing, but black people have been given to crooked passes for so long. We have trust issues. I agree.
Well, without a doubt.
I agree.
Man, there's just not enough space, man. Like the whole, you got all these different people with these platforms talking about this, they pretending that they're pro-black. The other ones, you know, they're native pretendians out there chewing on peyote and smoking peace pipes and shit like that. The other ones, the aboriginals, all these different, and just nonsense. After this, you got the Black Power American talk, the militant integration is nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you have common sense, you know, because I mean, even going back when I first joined the BIO about 2 years ago, I heard one clip and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, there's other people out there like me. I thought I was alone on a goddamn island.
It feels like it, bro.
Word. I'm like, and people looking at me like I'm crazy. Then I'm like, oh shit, there's more. I'm like, oh.
But you know what, Ronan?
Yeah.
We got a kid on the line right now. That's 16 years old.
Word.
Yes, up. Right here.
So that's what gives me encouragement.
Yeah, you know, I was 16. I was going to football practice and watching the Transformers and shit. I mean, you know, I mean, so hearing that, I mean, that's a wonderful thing. Because you know, we about the same age. I know people in our age group. I'm like, what the hell are you?
Oh yeah, it's sad, man.
I saw it yesterday when I was my friends, you know, was watching. I'm like, look at these dudes in here acting like dressed up like they got.
Yeah, we having some real serious audio issues on this thing. I got to figure out how to get past that.
Holla, let me ask you a question, G. This emoji.
Yo,
do you think that it is worth it to, because another issue is that some people who quote unquote become woke, they tend to go towards the bullshit, not even knowing that it's bullshit. Just like most of us. Like I was a part of an organization that was big and I was writing for them and shit, and then nothing happened. I've been a part of local stuff, but how do we like supersede all that shit and say, hey y'all, these people is bullshit and they've been bullshitting y'all for like decades. How do we then say this is the solution and y'all should just come on here without like just bashing them, which they deserve? Are you following?
Well, you know, I'm a big fan of bashing.
I know that. I love it. I actually love it. I promise you I do. They deserve
I have no problem with bashing. But my thing is, show and prove is ultimately what it's going to be. It's like when people see how this thing pans out and the amount of moves is being made, they'll do what most people do. Jump on the bandwagon.
Got it. I agree.
That's why I don't waste my time really talking about or trying to convince people to be down with nationhood. Vast majority of what I'm doing is clowning these motherfuckers that's against it. And showing how they have a vacuous ideology. They really don't have an ideology. to be honest with you.
No, they just stealing talking points from various different black leaders. They may have heard a snippet here, a snippet there, and they take it and run with it.
Yeah. That's it. And they don't really. If you notice that they very reluctant to attack us full throttle.
Because they can't attack. What are you gonna attack? What are you gonna attack? No, you guys trying to make something for us. We hate you. Like, seriously. And that's where my problem comes with the militant integrationists and the Black Power American. We used to be fighting for our own shit. Now it's like you running around here talking all this Black Power shit, but when we say let's actually develop some real fucking Black Power, all of a sudden you just turn into a child. You don't understand. You can't believe. Yeah, it's just fucking frustrating. Seriously. And then what's even worse is that we will then bang on our own. The people who talking about whitey and devils, once some brothers and sisters come and say, hey y'all, the solution is actually we need our own shit. We ain't gotta worry about them. Then we want to bang on what the fuck? Don't even make sense. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, they get on there and they want to romanticize, marching and protesting and begging. They want to be the morality police, a place that has no morals. I mean, that's ridiculous. We all know the United States doesn't have any morals. I mean, come on. But you want to be the morality police, you want to police, you want to bring everyone else into your tent. But yet, when they get what they want, there's nothing, they're not inviting you. They get what they want. They're done with you. They just use you to get what they want, and that just gets tiring.
Mm-hmm.
You hear all these different things on the news and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's a terrible thing, but what about here? You can get on the morality police and talk about the border, but you ain't had nothing to say about Homeland Square in Chicago. They locked up 6,000 black dudes. No one knew about it. Wasn't even reported on the news. I don't remember these cats going there visiting these, look at these conditions. No congressmen, no senators, none of that. And that happened right there in an American city. But, and it gets old after a while, man. Like I said, man, all that nonsense they talking about, y'all got to the point, man, I've gone back to watching wrestling, for God's sakes. So I don't have to hear the news, so I have to hear these individuals talking their nonsense, because then my blood pressure starts going up and shit. And I'm going to start throwing shit at the TV.
For real.
Because this is nonsense, man. I can't deal
You know what the thing that really got me? It's like the layers of bullshit that I've experienced ever since I've been in the so-called cultural conscious community. I never thought I would see the day where Pan-Africanists and nationalists would jump up and be bodyguard for the militant integrationists and the Black Power in America. They trying to protect them from me.
Yes, why? And you just being honest, telling the truth. Because they all, what all that shit is about? It's all about, they want to prove that they're right and they can drop the mic. But what you're giving is truth. And truth and facts. And that outweighs that. Go ahead. You can drop all the mics you want. It doesn't matter if you're telling the truth and you're giving facts about, you got this, all these different reasons why we should have this, and that. One dude I met one day was telling me, he's like, that shit's out of control. I was like, you live in North. I used to live in North. 7th Street ain't been paid in almost 20 years. How's that working out for you? You went to vote. I mean, come on. The street hasn't been paid. How's that working out for you?
If my brother Dev was alive right now, he would put it this way: it's some weak, pussy ass niggas who don't want to control their own reality and who want to instead opt being the wives of white men.
Word.
It's that simple. And they get mad at me because I just call it like it is, objectively. Like you want to be a bitch ass nigga, but you don't want nobody to call you one.
Exactly. Yeah. I laugh when you do it, man. I be cracking up.
Holla. Honestly, this is why I love you. Because these people get so infuriated when you just say, okay, well, you just a bitch.
Right.
I don't want to. I'm not even saying that to fight you. I'm just saying you just want to be a pussy. Cool. You want your kids just because I got children. I got 3 kids and one on the way. And I look at them and I say, I do not want them to be 36, 37, talking about revolutionary Black power. I want them to actually be going out to build something on their continent, in their nation, literally. That's what I want to see for
That's
my
what I want to
kids.
see for my kids.
Not teaching them
Not
to be
teaching them
fucking
to be
equity and
fucking equity and
inclusion
inclusion
and
and
LG. No, 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 no,
LG.
no,
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 no.
no, no, no,
I
no.
want them to wake
I
up
want
and
them to
see
wake up
black.
and
I
see
want them to
black. I
go to
want them to
sleep and
go to
see
sleep
black.
and see
I
black.
want them to know
I
that
want
this
them to
they
know that this
shit.
they shit.
Period. How is
Period.
that
How is
wrong?
that wrong?
And motherfuckers
And
are really be
motherfuckers are
mad at
really be
me.
mad at me.
Like really
Like
mad at
really
me.
mad at me.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it.
Don't get it.
And you're right, because I'm 50 years old, man, and here I'm here discussing, we discussing issues, the same issues that my parents used to talk about when I was 10 years old.
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
this is
Let me
insanity.
let me tell you a true story. Let me tell you a true story. When I first came into quote unquote consciousness, I was at some kind of community event, and I seen this elder sister. She had to be in her 60s. She had the fire of her like she was about 20, and it was impressive to me, but it hurt my heart. I was like, she done been through so much shit, and she's still sitting up here fighting the fight. And you bitch ass motherfuckers is sitting over here telling her to be quiet, like she's crazy and shit. No, she done seen some real shit and still talking about fighting. I don't want to be her. I don't want to be 60 still talking about this shit, man. I refuse. I refuse. I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Well, see what we have going on right now is we have a bunch of black people who do not want to take responsibility and really are the kind of people that, like Holub says, and this is something that me and my brother constantly talk about. People will join you once the work has been done. So once we laid everything out, once we got everything set up, then everybody wants to jump in. But while we're building it, having to get everything prepped up, ain't nobody want to do that. Because let's be real, leaders count for like how much percent of the population? Less than like 2%. It's very rare that you're gonna find people who want to lead. And I know how to lead because as a person who's in college, who's in charge of many organizations, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of stamina, and ain't nobody trying to do that.
Yep. Oh,
I
Ronan,
always
it
ask
was
these
you.
people,
It was you, Ronan, because I muted you and now the echo is gone. I don't know what's going on your end, but once I muted you, that stopped the echo. So I don't know if something is going on. Because am I echoing anymore? Everybody, can y'all hear me?
You
yeah, we
sound
can hear you just
crystal
fine.
clear. Crystal
Okay,
clear.
yeah. Sorry about that, Ronan. Um, yeah, man, it's like my biggest thing is this, and too many people are involved in the discussion that should not be involved in the discussion. Because for one thing, like I said, nobody is requesting you, nobody's forcing your ass to go to Africa. Why does people have it in their mind? I ain't going to Africa. I'm American. Who gives a fuck? I didn't ask you to go anyway. Why are we even having that discussion? Totally disingenuous. That's why. It's a
No,
distraction. It's a
no,
stalling tactic.
no. I'll tell you the real reason why. Because basically, what they're gonna tell us is, I ain't African. I'm American. Okay, once we get something set up, oh, I'm African now. I'm African. See, it's real fun and dandy when you think we can't do it, but then when we do it, then you want to keep your mouth shut and then join on a bandwagon. No, you stay your ass over here. You told us that what we were saying was a lie. We couldn't get it done. It was fantasy, and now we got it done. We're on the ground. It's not like we're just sitting here talking. We're
Hmm.
on the ground.
Right.
Heck, I'm about to be there next semester for 5 months. I'm down for this. What y'all doing? Like, can these Negroes hold on, can you answer these questions for me? When Negroes say, well, we're seeing the destruction of black civilization, can you please tell me what is black civilization? Because I've had yet one Pan-Africanist and black nationalist tell me what is black civilization. What is it? Can you tell me, please? I'm still waiting
I tell
here.
you what it is. It's a vague abstraction, just like the conscious community. It's sounds good and means absolutely nothing. That's what it is.
Fact.
You can't point to it. Like I said, I want you to get the finest GPS you can find and tell me where the conscious community is.
There ain't none. It's an abstract imagination. You
Right.
can't plot it.
You can't
But
give me
there's
no
corrected the
coordinates
sheep.
to where that shit is because it doesn't fucking exist. And they would much rather be talking about something that doesn't exist than to actually build something tangible and concrete.
No. They worry about issues that don't mean a damn thing. We're talking about building. You talking about, well, oh, the white man doing this, the white man doing that. Okay, listen, if we don't own no wealth, we're getting shot by the police, our women are dying in record numbers due to maternal mortality rates. Why are we still here? Because
Thank you.
you notice how these same Black American integrationalists, they complain about other groups coming here, but why don't you do the same thing? Nobody said you can't move. We live in a planet that has over 200 countries, and y'all still staying here. And no other group would tolerate that behavior. They would have either succeeded, formed their own country, or they would have got up out of here. Ain't nobody gonna tolerate that, and we're the only group of people that tolerates this.
And
And
then when
I'm
you have
done
the
with it.
small minority of us who want to have socioeconomic and political control and want to have a nation of their own, we're gaslighted and we're painted as the enemies of black people. We're the problem. The problem is we want to have our own shit. That's the problem. Why can't you just get in where you fit in and be the best second and third class citizen you can? And these are the guys that I'm not supposed to be calling bitch ass niggas. I mean,
Yeah,
that's actually an accurate representation of what we're dealing with.
can I get my 2 cents in?
Go ahead.
Mhm.
Yeah, I totally agree. Cause there's no point of really just sitting back in America trying to build when everything gets destroyed, or you could go to Africa and build. And when you're talking about the conscious community, you're right, there is none. They'll argue that there's Tariq Nasheed, but yeah, that's all I have to say.
I would even go so far to, even when people talk about the conscious community and this so-called conscious community, what are our core values? What is our mission statement? Like, when you are a community, there is a collective identity, there is a collective objective, and you have a cultural mission statement. We have none of that.
Yeah.
And we complain about, we need to build our own schools, our own communities, our own grocery stores. It's like, well, hold up, well, why not have my own nation? Because basically, here's what Negroes want to do. We want to live in America, but we don't want to basically be a part of America. That's pretty much what you're saying. You're pretty much saying, can we live here, but can we not be associated in America? You live in this country that is 63% white and 17% Hispanic. You're going to have to mingle with them. If you don't want to be around them, then you're going to have to get up and leave. It's just that simple.
Well, the thing about the conscious community is that where it started off as good, it's just been bastardized and niggerized like everything else that has to do with American Black culture. The revolution is very televised. Let's be very clear. All of the black, you might see a white woman wearing one of the little cute little Afro girl shirts on, or you might see a white woman wearing literally some African or some Afro earrings. Especially where I'm at, like the revolution, all that shit that we be talking about. And when it comes to conscious culture, it's a whole bunch of fucking information sharing. Who gives a fuck about what we did 60,000 years ago, you fucking dummy? Let's do it now. God damn. Seriously, it's nice. Let's know who we are. All of that shit. All of that stuff is great. Fuck are we doing with it though? It means nothing without application for today. So you mean to tell me that, yeah, we was kings and queens. Yeah, we had women who was warriors. Yeah, we had these tribes. Okay, yeah, we the one gave these people the constellations. Okay, cool. Fuck we doing today? Let's talk about
Thank
that.
you. Thank
Whoa,
you.
how are we using that
Can I share?
today?
Yeah, I've made that point 1,000 times. I don't want to hear shit about no Ankh unless you can show me how the Ankh is power. Take your Ankh and power a house, and then talk to me about the Ankh.
Tell
No,
me though. For
see,
real
the
though.
problem is with us. The problem is with us is, yes, it's great to know, like he said, who we are, but you apply your history to the modern world.
Thank
We
you.
don't apply our Afrocentric viewpoints to the modern world.
Do what
Thank
Japan
you.
did. Japan has a very traditional culture, but what did they do? They took that culture and applied it and they updated it. You don't see them still walking around with samurai outfits on.
Facts. And as a matter of fact, that's the reason why Japan was never colonized. Look at the Meiji Restoration. Japan went from a feudal state with samurais, little mini kingdom, into being the powerhouse of Asia in the matter of 30, 40 years. And where are we at? It's like it's like the same thing when I think about Liberia. What happened? Like the situation what's going on right now. Liberia is Africa's oldest republic, and they are not industrialized. Like we're not in. How are you the oldest nation and we're not industrialized? There is not. This should hurt us as African people. There is not one African nation that has a GDP higher than 500 billion. Not one. Every other continent has one country with at least $1 trillion in GDP. We are the only continent to never host the Olympic Games. Everybody else, every other continent, South America, North America, Europe, Asia, they all held the Olympics. What is our future goal? What is our future plan? I'm tired of being in the back of the line, being the laughing stock. And you
And you
got
know
Negroes
why?
over here. Oh, go ahead.
You know why? Because you're thinking like a man. You're thinking like a man. You're thinking about control. You're thinking about power. But the problem is we got a bunch of bitch ass niggas who's holding the biggest ass microphone in our culture. That's what the problem is. My brother, I'll give you a small example. My brother was we were riding to North Carolina and we were listening to Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey was on the radio. And keep in mind, my brother he's got black conscience, but he's not really all into it like this, like we are. And we're listening to Steve Harvey, and they were talking about the whole Michael Brown situation. And Steve Harvey's great assessment to that whole thing is that black men need to be better fathers to their children. And my brother looked at me, is like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Because you're completely forgetting context. Like, we don't control anything in America. We don't control mass incarceration. So how can I be a good father and control my community if I don't control my community? Basically, you saying, all right, black community, control your community even though you don't own the damn thing. Okay, well, what am I supposed to do? You want me to control crime? I don't have my own police force. I don't control anything in my community. I don't dictate anything, but you want me to be a good father. That makes no sense.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about you being a good father. What they're doing is they're using ideologies against you to keep you in a stalled and a state of stalling that you can never get anything done.
Hold up.
Yo.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, we're thinking about the big picture. We're like, shit, I don't control anything. I'm gonna go do my own somewhere where I can control it.
Right.
All these other pussy ass niggas are just staying. And the funny thing is, they stay here, right? And then they complain about the white man's racism. How come he ain't treating me right? I'm human too. For 400 years.
They still don't get it. They still don't get it.
You know what I find absolutely ironic when we talk about what a white man don't respect us and all this stuff. Now you notice how the Chinese and the Japanese and the Koreans, they don't tolerate that. Remember the trade war? Remember what happened when Canada arrested the Chinese CEO of Huawei? The Chinese went straight up and said, "Oh, you're not gonna do that. We'll take two of you." We the only group of people that will say, all Black Lives Matter. I'm like, listen, we gonna do something or we not. But what we not gonna do is keep this begging mentality. Other groups of people will snatch you up in a heartbeat. They will make it very clear you ain't messing with us and think we not gonna like a foot up your ass. Like they will tell you straight up, we will light you up. We don't do that. What we do is we keep babbling, we keep talking. Great. It's great. Okay, great. We understand that the white man has treated us like this. But I'm at the point where, okay, listen, I'm not focused on what's going on here. That's not my priority. That's not my concern. My concern is what goes on in Africa, what goes on in the Caribbean, and what goes on in Melanesia. I don't. This is not a winning battle.
Yep. Let me see if Ronan. I'm gonna bring Ronan in and see if we get in the echo again. Hello. Yeah, we get. Damn, man. What the hell? I want Ronan in this conversation, man. Fuck. Oh, okay, I got it. So hold on. Somebody else wants to come in. Go on, Darius. I hear
I'll
you.
let somebody else come in. Excuse me,
It's
Darius.
just
Go ahead and keep on cooking. Hey, I'm gonna see y'all later. I gotta get ready for work and shit, man. I love y'all. Fucking keep pressing, man. I'll finish the show later. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
all right, no problem, bro. It's great to have you on. Oh, I'll keep cooking them. There's countless ways I can keep cooking them. Keep cooking these African leaders, these Afro-American leaders, and these conscious leaders. Okay, you keep talking about, okay, well, we can build a business here. We can build a community here. Here's my question. Do you know economics? Apparently you don't. Do you know what's called market price? Do you know what's called barriers to entry? Do you know what is called market competition? Do you know the different types of markets? You act like we can just put up a business and be completely unaware of the surroundings as if we live on an island. The problem with so many black conscious people is we act like we live in an island. That once we have this little black space, ain't nobody gonna come talk to us, ain't nobody gonna interact with us, ain't nobody gonna do anything. That's not how the world works. You're going to have
Exactly.
to deal with other people. But it's just, we need to make it clear to other people, you're going to do it on our terms. I'm not going to give you this money or give you these resources, and in return, I got to do bull job. I'm not for it. I would love trading with you. It's just like what I say with when it comes to African leaders. When the people talk about, oh, you got the Russians, the Chinese, the Europeans, the Americans. My response is this: listen, pick your side as to who you want to work with. If you feel like the West is treating you like garbage, and you feel like the United States is treating you like garbage, why don't you try making an attempt to negotiate and form an alliance with Russia and China? If you feel like the Chinese are treating you like crap, why don't you lean more towards this other nation? You have to do global trade. That's what makes you a superpower. China
Hmm.
don't say, well, we are the biggest economy in Asia, but let's stick to Asia. No, the Chinese is everywhere. They in Europe, they in Asia, they in Sri Lanka, they in Djibouti, they in Brazil, they everywhere.
Yeah, I mean but you see, the fact that we even have to say that shows that we're dealing with mental midgets. Look at the United States military has black people in it. They actually have black people who are generals and all this other. Do they have any fear of having black people involved in their infrastructure?
No.
Because they know what time it is. They know that ultimately they control that shit.
Thank you.
It's like we got a
Or
real
they start
one-dimensional way of
joining.
looking at reality. And that's the reason why I say our biggest problem is too many bitch ass niggas in the discussion. It's like, you ever heard that expression, too many chefs spoil the soup?
Yep.
Well, too many bitch ass niggas spoil land, infrastructure, and nationhood. It's the same thing. If you got a bunch of people who don't know what the fuck they talk, like, how you going to get into discussion about STEM when the only experience you have is a 40 and a blunt? But yet you're going to sit back and give all this insight into what we need to do. Man, shut the fuck up and let people who know what they're talking about be involved in the conversation.
Uh,
If a brother gets on this stream right now and gives me all the technical things that it takes to build a bridge, I need to shut my fucking ass up and listen to him. Not be running my mouth and, oh, well, what about this, brother? Well, what wrench you using? Shut the fuck up. It's too many people think that their voice is that important. Keep quiet if you don't know what the fuck you talking about.
It shows the anti-intellectualism in our community running rampant. We don't want to understand that if you don't know, like there are things that I don't know about. I go and research them. It's the same thing when people talk about, oh, the feminization of the black man. Who's telling those black men they have to go run out in dresses? Who's telling them this? You act like these people are doing this against their will. Who they are choosing to do this? Why are you acting as if these people are being forced to, like we're slaves? Hey, you chose to do that. It's just like saying right now, if I went to, let's say, Spain or Germany, and they told me to go back to my country, you chose to go to Europe. Ain't nobody told you you had to go there. You chose to show up there. So you got to deal with baggage. It is what it is. I'm
You
not
sense
here
a
to play
pattern
that
here, bro?
game.
Do you sense a pattern here? These are bitch ass nigga discussions because you're dealing with people who don't know about power. They don't know about holding power. They don't know about systems and structures. So they only dealing with it from their own bitch ass nigga mentality. And then they try to stretch that across the spectrum as if it represents reality when it doesn't.
Exactly. They like to what? They like to. They would like to. Some of these bitch ass niggas would travel the entire world and say, "Oh, there's racism everywhere," but they wouldn't step foot in Africa.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because the white man's Thanos.
Exactly.
White man is Thanos. The white man is going to get you no matter where you are. Peace, what's up, Nico? No matter where you
Exactly.
go, you can't escape. So my next question, whenever somebody says that to me, and they always say it as if they just drop science on you, then my thing is, then what are you fighting for? You going through all of this stuff to tell me how you're facing an unbeatable opponent. So then why are you fighting?
Yeah.
No,
What's
no, no, no,
the
no.
purpose of like are you really fighting? And if you're not fighting, then what the fuck are you doing?
Can I elaborate on that for a second? When we keep saying, well, oh, the white man stand us, and don't get me wrong, we all know white supremacy and imperialism exists. But here's the thing: let's compare Africa and Asia, for example. Okay, do you hear Asians telling us, well, the white man is Thanos?
Nope.
You never hear that. When China got what's called the century of humiliation, when the Chinese were humiliated from the 1830s to the 1930s because it marks the end of the Second Sino-Japanese War. Look at China now.
Yep.
China went from the century of humiliation to right now about to be the world's global superpower.
There's an
But
argument
they
to
were
be
being
made that
beaten
they
up
are
by
that
white
now.
imperialists too. Japan got atomic bombs, and Japan's doing just fine.
Yep. They got their whole country destroyed and they were able to rebuild and get back on top of things in a shorter period of time than we'd have.
Yo, hold up. Can I talk about that?
Sure. Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
man?
Hey, sup?
Go
Okay.
ahead.
So that's a point I like to bring up about when these niggas pull their stalling tactics, because the Japanese got bombed and they still rebuilt, but then you hear a lot of Negro stalling tactics based on reparations. Now, I'm not saying don't get reparations, but they say, "Oh, I'll go to Africa once I get my reparations." You ain't getting shit, and you don't need shit too, because you can book a flight. Do you really need a $75,000 to $100,000 check to book a flight? You can find flights for $1,000, even
Exactly.
less, like
So
600
let me
even.
get this straight. Hold on, wait. Let's devolve that whole logic for a second. The Japanese Americans, when they got their reparations, that was during the time of America and Japan during their trade war. The Japanese Americans never got their reparations prior to that. So we're going to get reparations and then go to Africa. The U.S. government's response is, why would we give you reparations if you're going to leave and then just like screw us? Like,
Exactly.
nobody does that. Nobody's going to give you something and then there ain't nothing in return. There ain't no benefit. Like, what is this? Like, what?
And
I don't understand.
It's
and like
understandable, son. It's understandable. It's called BAN. You know what that's an acronym for, right? That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Don't try to overcomplicate it. You dealing with bitches. You dealing with dudes who don't want to hold power, and that's the reason why. So it's like trying to question. Well, why is a bitch thinking like a bitch? Oh, gee, I wonder. I wonder how we're gonna get to the bottom of this. It's there. They're bitch ass niggas, and they have
And
no intentions of controlling their own reality, and they love living under the white man's infrastructure.
that's the
and
thing too. They what?
and it's ironic to me when people say, "Oh, well, the white man allows for Asians to succeed." Japan, Japan was almost colonized by Europeans. Like I said before, the Meiji Restoration took Japan from being a feudal state to beating a European nation, Russia, during the Russo-Japanese War in 1905, that put Japan as one of the premier superpowers in the world. As a matter of fact, remember, I was not born during this time period, but those who were born in the 1980s and 1990s, remember when Japan was about to pass the US. Now, again, Japan was completely Hiroshima and bombed to oblivion. Literally, the bombing of Tokyo killed more people than Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And then 50 years later, Japan almost leapfrogged the United States as the world's largest economy. South Korea in 1960, when Ghana gained its independence in 1957, South Korea and Ghana had about the same GDP per capita. Today, South Korea has a GDP per capita of 28,000, and Ghana, guess what, has a GDP, drum roll please, $2,000.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's the problem. Like a lot of us, especially as Africans, and
can I read something to y'all? I'm sorry to interrupt you. I want to read this to you. And these are the symptoms of battered person syndrome. Feel isolated, anxious, depressed, or helpless. Be embarrassed and fear judgment and stigmatization. Love the person who is harming them and believe they will change.
facts.
Be emotionally withdrawn and lack support. Be emotionally withdrawn and lack support from family and friends. Deny that anything is wrong or excuse the person who is abusing them. Be unaware of the type of help that is available. Have moral and religious reasons for staying in the relationship. Need I say anything more?
That's black people. That's us. That's Negroes right now.
Right.
That's Negroes right there.
Oh, and there's one more symptom that is appropriate. They believe that their abuser is omnipresent.
Hold up. Can I jump in?
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is what the entire so-called quote conscious community is about. Because all they say is, oh, the white man marginalized us here. They did this. They did this. What's the solution? And it's the exact same solution. They don't talk about nationhood. They don't talk about anything tangible and concrete. They just talk about, oh, the white man did this, but I'm not gonna leave the white man. The white man's too good. The white man shits gold. His ass is cleaner than mine. The white man.
Yo, I want to ask both of you
At the
gentlemen
same
this.
time,
I want to ask the both of y'all this question. Have y'all ever asked somebody who comes at y'all this one question? How do you defeat white supremacy?
I haven't asked that question because
Ask them.
I'm not really young.
Ask them.
They
It'll shut
can't.
up.
I don't ask them because they ain't got no explanation. They can't tell me how to defeat it.
It'll shut their
They
shit
can't
down
tell.
and expose them for exactly what they are. Because
I
if
just
you're
start
telling
asking
me that
them.
we involved in some struggle, if you're telling me, it's like I said, and I hate to use the football analogy, but I got to. If you're telling me that I'm getting ready to face a team, and this team, and you giving me all the virtues and of this team, and oh, they're so great and whatever. At some point, we're gonna have to figure out a way to beat this team, unless you're just gonna forfeit the game. Because what's the point in playing? If I have a team, the purpose of me having a team is I want my team to win. So why am I going to put teammates on my team that's telling me how great the opposition is? And then when I say, well, damn, how are we going to beat them? I don't think you can, son.
Exactly.
So then what the fuck you got my uniform on?
Winston.
It's like Stockholm. It's just like, oh, we're losing, we're getting clapped. Have you ever heard of a
No,
comeback?
here's my.
You ever heard of a game? How
Yes,
many people play
like-
chess?
Like Patriots Falcons. Do something.
If you get
come back.
checkmated, what happens? Do you take the board and burn it up and burn up all the pieces? Or do you set the shit back up again and play?
Exactly. Like what
Well,
happened
see,
with
But see, here's the
I was
problem. That requires us to do analysis, which a lot of black people don't want to do. It's like what you said with
Right.
a thing when you're dealing with an opponent. If you know your opponent is this good, you study what made them that good. What
Right.
caused them to have that? Is it because they play this type of tempo? Is it because they have this advantage? And how do I exploit that for my own game? I don't walk up in a game, even when I feel like I can't I'm not gonna win this. I'll be surprised. I end up pulling up the upset. But you have to think, okay, listen, we are here to prove that that's the best way to prove to people to respect people is to beat them. Ain't
Right.
nobody gonna respect you by if you forfeit the game.
ex- ex- ex-
Coaches will
that's what
I'll
tell
give you.
coaches will tell you. Coaches will even respect a team that they may have lost the team that they face, they may have beat them, but the amount of effort and energy that they put in, they would respect. They would respect the fact that that team put everything down on the line to try to win this game. And we have yet to do that.
I'll give you another
exactly
example that's sports related. Michael Jordan is arguably considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest, basketball player ever. Michael Jordan um had a weakness, and I remember when the Detroit Pistons used to play the Bulls, they used to exploit the weakness because he's a very rhythmic player. Once he gets into a rhythm, it's hard to beat him. So then, how do you beat him? By not allowing him to get into a rhythm. And they used to do it perfection. They used to they would throw so much stuff at him, he could never just get a clear space to actually do his thing. And that's how they would know anybody can be beat. Anybody can be beat.
Yeah. hmm The
There's no such
Patriots.
thing as unbeatable.
The Patriots, what? Had an undefeated season until they got beat by the Giants in the Super Bowl. So you
Exactly.
win 16-0, 18-0 the whole year, and then the one game you need to win the championship, you don't win. Okay, so what was the whole perfect season for? You
Right.
just lost the game.
And
So
imagine if the Giants, because I watched that, like I saw background highlights, like they gave video from the sidelines, and the Giants' attitude during the whole game was, "We are going to beat these guys." It
exactly.
wasn't sitting there going, "Oh, this is the almighty Patriots. They can't ever be beat." So then, what? So get the fuck off the field.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
you're
hold up,
not
hold
there
up.
to win, then you shouldn't be fucking playing. And that's how I feel about these bitch ass niggas on the mic. These bitch ass niggas is constantly attacking me and the BAIO and nationalists and African centered progressives in general. Get the fuck off the field.
Yeah, hold up. I'd say it's the same too, because I'll just give the example. Falcons went to the Super Bowl with the Patriots, choked. Patriots came back, they won. Next
Hmm.
year, the Eagles went. The Eagles didn't have
Right.
the attitude. The Eagles didn't have the attitude of, oh, this is going to be Tom Brady's sixth Super Bowl. Oh, no NFC team has beat them except for the Giants. There's no way we can win. And I'm an Eagles fan, so I'm glad we won. But they
Yeah, me
kept
too.
scoring. Even
but still you come in.
they kept scoring and they got the win. That's how we should be thinking. We shouldn't be thinking, oh, they beat the Falcons. The Falcons choked. Oh, any team who leads against the Patriots but the Giants isn't going to win. Like,
There's a
no, the
reason
Eagles
why when
won.
you look at standings, they have W's and L's on the standings. Teams win, teams lose. What the fuck does it matter? What matters is if you lose a game, you got to learn from that loss and you constantly try to improve. If you lost a season, what you do is you look at what happened in that season. Where do we need help? Is our offensive line weak? Let's get some players to make that offensive line strong. You are constantly thinking about how you can win and how you can beat other teams and win the Super Bowl. A loss doesn't stop you from playing, except
Yeah,
when it comes to black folks. We one
Yeah.
and done. One and done. So
yeah,
Liberia didn't work. Well, that's it for nationhood. No more nationhood for us.
Have like I don't understand that. Like it's like for some reason, and I'll tell you this straight because I'm on a college campus, and I tell people that I'm planning to go back, and I'm planning to do that next semester, going to Africa, actually zoning in on two places. Um, but I've actually convinced two or three of my friends that back to Africa is the best way. And I have more friends like, yo, I'm starting to consider that now that you know you're saying this and it making sense. Because my goal is, and I tell people this always, I said, We can do it. It's just you have to put in the time and effort. So it's the same thing what happened with Liberia. Okay, so Liberia failed this way. Does that mean, okay, Sierra Leone, Gambia, Dominican Republic? There are African Americans in the Dominican Republic, but ain't nobody want to talk about that. Or in Haiti, or in Trinidad and Tobago, ain't nobody want to talk about that either. Or the Bahamas, ain't nobody want to talk about that either. But you recraft. I always analyze what went wrong, what went right, what needs
Right.
to be fixed.
Right.
Because that allows me to then, when I go to the African continent, maneuver. What are the situations going on in these countries? What is the income inequality like? So that when I go to this country next year, I know what I need to be on the lookout, what I need to do, what I need to be aware of. And we don't do that. Here's what Negroes want. Negroes want to be able to go into Africa and act like they ain't never left America.
Right.
Yeah. A whole.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, there's okay. I don't even know like some of these stupid ass niggas. It's okay. It's like when you're at home, you have a family, you have problems, resolve them. Work. You have a problem. This ain't doing it right. Ask, resolve it. These niggas think like kids. Something's broken. Nope. They just bitch and moan about it. They don't try and find a solution. Like I'm more mature than some of these niggas. Some of these dumbass niggas.
Yep. You
And
know.
they're
No,
and
no,
they're like,
see,
Right.
no, see,
and I'm
here's what they
16. They're
want.
twice my age. Like,
I'm only 19, and yet people acting like they're like, you so mature for your age. You know, you so like, militant for your age. And I'm just sitting here like, how am I militant? I'm literally just doing the work. Either I'm doing a lot more time on this, or you ain't trying to learn. And then to add with the people, who are acting immature, here's what people really want. And cut the mic. Here's what they really want. What they really want is they want a Marcus Garvey, a Malcolm X, MLK person. All right, so let me haul up and you do all the work, and they just be sitting on the sidelines cheering. Yes, yes,
Yep.
yes, yes. Build the nation while we're getting our asses beaten and we having to do all this work and we having to take the brunt and the hit. They're just cheering on the silent. You go, guys. You go, guys. Build this nation for us. You go, guys.
Yep.
exactly what I would say is the the black community has evolved. It's like Malcolm X, necessary, really great. I listen to speeches all the time, but we don't need to keep. No discredit to Malcolm X, but now's not the time to keep speaking. Like, let's build. Like, we have all the resources. One, Malcolm X got his message across when there was no social media. We have social media. We know what the continent looks like because of pictures. We have cameras.
If
We're
Malcolm was alive, he'd be agreeing with you.
yeah. We have so much more. We have so
Hmm.
much more to do. Like, we have so much more tools. We have cameras. We have planes that we can just fly there and back. The world is so interconnected, and yet we still use excuses. And Malcolm managed to make it to Africa in the '60s. He didn't know what it looked like, and he still went. And even in one of his speeches about the bullet, he said, "I'm about to go to Mecca, and what? And I already know my African brothers love." So Malcolm has that. You have that. Uh, the passion in him. But we have all this. We have pictures too of the continent. You have pictures of Zanzibar. You have pictures of Mozambique, pictures of Ghana, pictures of Mali, Burkina Faso, all the countries in the world, and especially all 55 on the continent. And you can't go to one because this. You can see
No,
pictures of cities too. Just
hmm
they, I don't know. It's just a
it, it, it,
disservice.
no.
It's a
To me,
disservice
it's
to the
just
masses.
to me what it is, and this is the problem. Is it's called cognitive dissonance. When I give you something contrary to what you believe, you keep trying to rationalize it. Well, people who suffer from cognitive dissonance, because listen, if I'm wrong on this, I'm wrong. Like I'm not gonna look at it like I'm a terrible person, but like yeah, I'm wrong. Okay, I understand. But it's the same issue. It's like on the continent and what's going on globally, right? When you have, like I said before, the feminization of the black men or black women ain't doing this, right? I'm sitting here, Hall up, and I'm just laughing like the irony. These Negroes, these same Negroes who talk about we this, we need to get back to our African spirituality. Why you still worshiping that Bible and you a Catholic? Why you Protestant? Why you
Exactly.
Anglican? The
Amen.
Anglican church, the Anglican means Church of England. So hold on, wait. So you have a problem with me. You have a problem with me. You have a problem with my belief. I, it's so funny to me how you have African people who live on the continent and here in America who will tell you that voodoo, Ifa, Santeria are all devil, demonic, heathenistic religions. You are literally demonizing the religion that originated on your continent. Ain't nobody else do that.
The white
Not
man's
one.
ice is colder.
Yep.
Let me ask you guys this question. And I keep doing this, especially for those who want to talk about this LGBTQ agenda. I always say this to them, okay, especially when it comes to religion. Prior to 1900, majority of Africans worship their indigenous beliefs. 76% were traditional African believers. 14% were Muslim. 9% were Christian. Today, 48% are Christian, 48% are Muslim, and about less than 10% of them worship their indigenous beliefs. So hold on, wait a minute though. You telling me I'm an African, but you still worshiping that white Jesus and that white Christian that colonizer gave you.
But the black
Notice any
Jesus.
other religion, notice any other ethnic group. India, are Indians Christian or Muslim?
Nope, they're not. They're I don't know how it is, but Hindu. There we go.
Yeah,
Nothing else.
right, they're Hindu. 80% of them are still Hindu. You go to China, are the majority of Chinese people Christian or Muslim?
Nope.
I doubt it.
Japanese people,
Nope. The Chinese, I believe, are Buddhist.
Bangladeshis.
Nope. Around their area, they're Buddhist.
Every other group has their traditional beliefs as the majority, and we are the only continent to which somebody else imposed another religion on us, and we still worship it.
Yeah.
They trying to
Yep.
purge them people out of their society. In India, with Modi, they got a Hindu. They're trying to make their nation a Hindu nation and purge anybody who's not Hindu. China, they're converting to Confucian thought. You have Buddhist nationalists running up in Myanmar right now. Can somebody tell me which African countries have an African traditional nationalist running around saying we need to worship our traditional religion?
Maybe Benin, but that's about it. Maybe because Benin is like the voodoo capital, but I don't even. No, they don't. They don't.
Wow. So see, we got no one. But we got the audacity to come to me and then tell me that I'm un-African. But you still worship that religion. No, don't listen. You start worshiping your traditional African religious beliefs and get your African name like I do, because my real name may be Darius, but I don't go by it. I go by Jabari, which means fearless and brave in Swahili. I'm learning Swahili, which is the official language in Kenya, Tanzania, Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi, Rwanda. Trying to learn Hausa, Zulu, Setswana. I'm trying to Africanize myself. You trying to just be a white man in blackface and call it African.
Yo, brother, you know what they're doing with Kiswahili?
Mm-hmm.
They're basically, I'm not gonna say nationalize it because the president of Tanzania, Magufuli, he went around all of Africa and a bunch of countries like Zambia, Botswana, Namibia, South Africa. 16 African countries are adopting it as an official language. So Swahili is a language.
It's about time. Now let's make Amharic, Oromo, Somali, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Fulani, Ewe, Twi, all the official languages of Africa. Why is it Portuguese, French, Arabic, English, languages that ain't even ours, are official languages? Like that bothers me. Like that bothers me to the core that you still got Negroes who are talking this Pan-Africanist junk. But yeah, and I'm a Pan-Africanist, but I say, listen, why are we talking to each other in English? If we are for true African liberation, we would not be having conversations in English.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of hard to learn a language when you're not speaking with the native people of that place. Like,
You have
because
to
I'm
control the
Congolese, but I've never.
context. It's like we're not gonna. That's the thing that I've always argued with these guys about is that you want to create a lingua franca in America. Like you would have a better opportunity. It's like it all gets back to nationhood. If we control the socioeconomic and political context, then we can develop our own language or learn the languages already exist. But you ain't gonna do that here in America.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because
Probably the
What
only
they
thing
do?
that you can do in America is Spanish, because you can surround yourself with Spanish language. Like you can put Spanish
They
language TV on.
They even trying to get rid of that. Heck, the Latinos right now, once you start getting third generation Latinos, they completely forget Spanish. There are many Latinos that I know that can't speak Spanish,
No.
or they can
I
speak.
know. I understand that. What I'm saying is, if you wanted to learn Spanish, you can surround yourself with Spanish. You can have
Oh
Spanish
yeah, oh
TV,
yeah.
Spanish radio, the Spanish neighborhoods, Spanish restaurant. You can surround yourself and learn it, because at least they have somewhat of an infrastructure for you to do it. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't exist here for us.
Nope, that's gone. That's been completely destroyed.
So even the language thing, you can't do it without the nation. You gotta have control over your nation, over that territory, over that policy. But anyway, y'all, I got to get off of here. We've been on here for like 2.5 hours, so I gotta break out.
I know I got to
All right,
catch up on some homework and get this study abroad thing checked out. So I got stuff I got to do too as well.
Thank you all for
yeah,
calling. I apologize, Ronan. I had to mute you because it was going like if I didn't, then we would be echoing the whole damn live stream. But I'll make it up to you. All right,
yeah.
y'all.
All
All
right.
right.
I'll holler at
Thank
you
you for letting
later.
me on.
No problem.
Thanks
Peace.
too.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.
Keep the stream on. Peace.